This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place to tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Knicks are going to try to win their second game in a row tonight versus the Dallas Mavericks, who have a whole lot of Knicks that are coming back to Madison Square Garden, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of them. We're going to break this thing down. Who do I got? I got Andy. I got Josh. I got co-host Kev in the building. Cornerstone Kev. I don't know. What other names do we got for Kev? We got a whole bunch of them. Flagpole. Whatever you want to call over, Kev. We got them all, ladies and gentlemen. We got them all. Let's break this one down. Let's get it. The guys are in the building. Uncle Julio, what's poppin' with you, man?
Oh man, it's a great opportunity. Great to be back, Sam. Good to see you guys, Andy, Kev. Salute to the NBK panel out there, the chat, the fans, everybody like that. It's a big game tonight. We got a lot of former Knicks coming back, as you said, Sam. Back at Madison Square Garden, we got to be able to secure home court. And continue to put together this winning streak. I think tonight is a winnable game. I know Dallas is really hot, but tonight is definitely a winnable game, and I think we can be able to pull this one out. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, no doubt. Andy, what's good, man?
Yo, what up, guys? Happy to be on. Listen, I was watching highlights of my son, as Guillermo says, from this morning at work, when I came home, when I was before the show that we're on right now popped on. I was watching those highlights. If anyone likes Frank Ntilikina highlights, I got 2 great tweets. Just follow me on Twitter, Blacker Andy. I'm gonna pass the mic to Kev.
Hello.
Kev, I hope you're gonna support him like you did, one day,
Andy.
back in the day. Let's say back in the day.
Frank Ntilikina actually has offensive highlights?
He has. Listen, he
You sure?
has.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Those highlights are short though. But,
Hey, I'm gonna go on a limb right now. He gonna score over 30 tonight.
Oh my gosh, Kev.
He gonna score 30.
Kev.
And if he does, y'all are gonna have to bow down to me and kiss my ring when I put it up here like this.
Oh, no, okay.
Kev. How many times has Frank Ntilikina scored 20 in his career? Can we get to that plateau? Once?
I don't know.
and under 16, maybe under 16 competition.
You giving us 30? You giving us 30? Come on, Cornerstone.
30,
Now you're crazy, Kev.
Crazy.
Now you're crazy, Kev. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Frank,
No, I'm looking forward to the former Knicks coming back, and I think they'll have something to prove. Like Tim Hardaway Jr., Reggie Bullock,
Trey Burke.
who else? Trey Burke, and everything.
Theo.
So
Theo
Yeah,
Pinson, Frank Ntilikina.
Theodore Alfonso Pinson.
yeah,
So,
exactly. So
I think all of those guys, if they see the floor, should get some cheers tonight. I mean, Theo Pinson's probably not going to see the floor, but Frank, Trey, Reggie, all of those guys should get some cheers. If KP were here, he probably wouldn't get any cheers, but I think all of those guys should get some cheers tonight.
Yeah. Who already, tweeting that he's ducking us. So.
oh yeah, I saw that.
You
Yeah, that
know
was
you know
great.
what's funny? They'll probably get more cheers than I don't know what just happened to me. There we go. I don't know what happened to my video. They'll probably get more cheers than Julius Randle. They might. They
Yeah,
might.
I'm feeling the way you are feeling, Josh, about these Knicks fans on Randle. It's not. Find something else, man. Move on. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. Anyway, tonight, let's take a look at the official injury report. I don't know what's up with those videos updating, but, They did whatever update that they needed to do. Take a look at the official injury report for the New York Knicks. Ryan, say his last name for me, Andy. I always forget how to say
Archidiakono.
Archidiakono.
I would say that. Archidiakono.
All right. Well, Ryan is out still with a left ankle sprain. Taj Gibson, he's questionable tonight. Nerlens Noel is questionable tonight for reconditioning. Of course, Derrick Rose is out, but he's with the team. So hopefully he can have a good presence in the locker room, on the bench, or whatever have you. Luka is in the G League. Kemba Walker is questionable with a left sore knee.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting Kemba Walker to play tonight. I'm hoping that maybe he can play in the next game. He's been out for 4 or 5 games?
Yeah.
Right.
I think there was a little bit of a report to say that he's getting close. That they've had to wait for basically the I don't want to say swelling, but for the knee to calm down, and then they can start doing whatever kind of rehab they need to do on the knee. So, that's the report for Kemba Walker. And for the Dallas Mavericks tonight, Kristaps Porzingis is out due to health and safety protocols, and Willie Cauley-Stein is out due to personal reasons. All right, so that is the injury report for tonight. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. Projected starting lineups for the New York Knicks: Alec Burks at point guard, Evan Fournier at shooting guard, R.J. Barrett at small forward, Julius Randle at power forward, and Mitchell Robinson at center. For the Dallas Mavericks, you have Jalen Brunson at point guard. That's his position. Doesn't mean that he's actually doing that job on the floor. Luka is at shooting guard, but of course, Luka could be at shooting guard, small forward, or point guard, whatever you want to call him. He's out there. He's one of the wing players. You got Finney Smith, which I spelled wrong. I forgot the Y on his name. Don't ask me why. I forgot the Y. You got Maxi Kleber and Dwight Powell at the center position. Now, looking at the way you see it lined up on your screen, I do not think the defensive matchups are going to go this way. I think the defensive matchups will be pretty different, right? I don't think Evan Fournier is going to guard Luka. I think that'll probably be R.J. Barrett. Maybe you will get Alec Burks and Jalen Brunson. But let's start with Alec Burks and Jalen Brunson, and then we'll move on down the line. Josh, your thoughts on that matchup, Alec Burks, Jalen Brunson?
Well, Jalen Brunson is someone that I think a lot of Knicks fans would love to have as our point guard, but obviously we don't have him right now. I think Burks has been improving a little bit at the point guard position as the season's going on. However, I do think Alec Burks is playing out of position, and he's kind of limited in what he can do offensively by playing that point guard position. However, because he has a size advantage over Brunson, I do expect Burks to be able to knock his shots down. I don't expect Brunson to really, have any answer for Alec Burks. Brunson is a capable defender, don't get me wrong, but I just think Burks has a size advantage, and I think Burks could honestly win that matchup. But Brunson has heart, and I would not be surprised if Brunson comes out and goes off and gets hot. And comes out on fire against us early. So we'll see, but I'm going to give the edge to Alec Burks here.
Okay. Like I said yesterday, hopefully, by the end of the game, the Knicks have found a way to keep Jalen Brunson in New York. You know what I mean?
By kidnap?
Not kid. I'm trying to keep it legal here. I'm trying to keep it legal, not kidnap, but, maybe they find a way to pull off some kind of trade that, they say, hey, we got your locker right there. Just go down this way. Don't go to the Mavs locker room. Go to the Knicks locker room after the game, and we got you covered. You know what I'm saying? It'd be nice to have a guy like Jalen Brunson in the lineup. I think he fits exactly what the Knicks want to do. But, that's another story here, there. Andy, your thoughts on that matchup?
Yeah, just Josh, basically said everything perfectly. I just add that, like Josh already mentioned, that Burks has, the length and the height. I think though, Brunson might have the speed on Alec Burks. He's not slow, but he's not slow. I mean, Burks isn't slow, but I think Brunson, might have the speed advantage. So it's not going to be picking up on the full court because he's going to, round past Burks. So it's going to be basically a half court game, unless we're going to put a guy like Deuce McBride, which had, a terrific game last night in the G League. So, I also could see that happening because we could see also IQ on him because, he's small. So, we're not going to have problem, putting anyone on him, basically.
Right. Yeah, like 6'1". He's like 6'1". So,
yeah.
Yeah. Kev, your thoughts on that matchup?
I like the Burks matchup. I like Burks to win that matchup. Brunson is everything you said. Something about Brunson, I totally agreement with you, but I just think Burks has just a little bit more, and it's going to be a fun matchup to watch. But I'm looking for Burks to win that matchup.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like Josh talks about it all the time. I feel like Burks' game is limited playing that point guard position. I don't feel like he has the freedom to play his game and do what he can do best on the floor. You know what I mean?
But the other thing also with that is. And I know we'll probably get into it, but I'm seeing a lot more of RJ orchestrating,
Kev, I just was about to say that. I was really about to say that because with Alec Burks at the point guard, notice that RJ has the ball in his hands a lot more. It's not really like we don't have like a point guard that's really going to take the ball out of RJ's hands.
Right.
So I think that's probably another reason why you've been seeing an uptick in RJ's usage rate over the past 3 or 4 games is because we have Burks out there. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe
Yeah, and that's what we've been clamoring for. But I'll save it for that. But I think Burks will win that matchup against Brunson.
Okay. All right. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
The one thing about people talk about the size difference between Burks and Brunson. Burks doesn't really post up. It's not a post up player. If he was a post up player, then I would really say, we're going to throw him in a post and take advantage of that size difference. But he stays on the perimeter. Alec Burks does. He'll go to the basket, but he's not a post-up guy.
But he will take advantage of that matchup if there's a smaller person on him. So that's another thing.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. That's going to be a good one. Excuse me. Nate, go ahead.
What's up, Chad? How y'all doing?
What's going on, Nate? What's going on? You got a lot of static.
Oh, not much. Yeah, I know. I'm here at work. I can't really get on my computer. I like Brunson in the matchup because I think Brunson's got the foot speed to get by Burks. And the only thing Burks really has going for him is the size and length. So he can maybe make it a little bit harder for Brunson to get his shot off because he's a smaller guy. But I like Brunson. I think Brunson's been playing really well, and I think he's playing himself into a nice contract with some team. Whether it's Dallas, whether it's us, whether it's whoever, I think he's going to be a player that's going to be sought for in the free agency. But I just like his craftiness. This guy was player of the year, for a reason. He can score. And Burks is limited at playing the point guard position because he's trying to be a passer. And I'm forgetting that he's more of a shooter than a passer. And so he's kind of being boxed into a position that he's not really comfortable with, but he's just doing it because they need bodies.
Right. Next, we got Evan Fournier and Luka. I actually don't think this is going to be the matchup. I think R.J. Barrett is probably going to guard Luka, so I want to switch it and say Evan Fournier and Dorian Finney-Smith. Right, that's what I think the matchup will be. We'll see, but that's what I think. So let's just say Evan Fournier, Josh, and Dorian Finney-Smith.
So I really don't know too much about Dorian Finney-Smith. I haven't really seen him play that much. However, what I can say about Evan Fournier is it's just, he's been hot and cold. So we got to find a way to get Evan Fournier going. I think the two-man game with Julius Randle has been working a lot as of late. I think the Knicks really miss that, especially when Fournier's knocking down the shots. It's a different animal when Fournier's knocking down the shots because he can get hot, right? I can't really speak about Dorian Finney-Smith too much. I really don't really understand his game and don't really know too much about his game too much. But I think if Fournier's knocking down the shots, this shouldn't even be a competition. Evan Fournier. So I like Fournier in this matchup.
Yeah, Fournier's been hot, lately. Been playing more aggressive lately. So hopefully he will, hopefully he'll continue that play. Andy, any thoughts on that matchup?
Yes, Sam. I think, listen, and I know fans are going to laugh, but I think Fournier has an advantage in this matchup.
He
but
should.
but listen, but to be true, it's like Josh said, Dorian Finney-Smith isn't he probably is way more athletic, right? But I think he's a limited offensive player. He can shoot a three from the corners. He can try to drive past the end line and try to get a dunk on you. But I think he's fairly easy to defend, not only for Fournier, but on the team defense of the Knicks. I think he's really guardable, right? So he's rather more of a defensive player than an offensive player. And, we know that both and the Knicks defense, we switch. And I believe that the Mavs mostly switch also on possessions. So I think, these matchups are going to be, corralled by really about these switches and mismatches and, teams trying to take advantage and switch the guys that they really want to play versus. So,
Right.
so like you said, I think Fournier one-on-one, if there was a game, I think there will be, an advantage for Fournier. But, with this lineup, it's going to really hard to find an advantage because, they got a guy like Luka there. So,
Right. And that's what happens, I think, with all teams in the NBA. They switch until they find who they want to go against, and then they go one-on-one with that guy. So it ends up being a lot of times these matchups that we're talking about, doesn't really happen. Every once in a while it does, but a lot of times it doesn't happen because players use that screen and roll to switch. Let's talk about R.J. Barrett and Luka, because I think that's going to be the defensive matchup for R.J. Barrett. It's a tough one. Because Luka is so crafty, so smart. You know what I mean? He can shoot the ball. He can do whatever he wants on the floor. Let's just put it like that. So R.J. Barrett's going to have to be on his game. Hopefully it doesn't take away from what he's doing on the offensive side of the floor. And if Luka is guarding R.J. can put Luka to work and make Luka have to guard him as well. You know what I mean? But that's going to be, a tough matchup for R.J. Barrett no matter what. Kev, any thoughts about this matchup?
I love this matchup. Let's think about RJ for a moment. In the beginning of the season, he was the one that was he said to himself that he wants to be better defensively, and he's going after all of the number one guys, offensive players pretty much. So with him going up against Luka, that's going to be a really good test for him. I think they will offset each other. I think he'll get his off. I think Luka will get his off. But I think that he's going to take RJ. I think RJ is going to take a step in his defensive play, sticking Luka. I'm really excited about this matchup right here. When you said Fournier against Luka, I was like, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no doubt.
So,
I don't know if they offset each other, right? If RJ scores 24 points or something like that, maybe they offset each other in the scoring category. But as far as other ways in which they affect the game, I don't think RJ right now affects the game like Luka does. Luka's averaging 9 assists a game.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. So.
But the to retort that a little bit, we also see RJ increasing his assists as well.
He is.
He'll get it. Like now he's starting to get it. At the top of the side of the key, and then will make that turn and dribble down. And then he was able to get a pass off to Grimes, who hit the shot. So you see him trying to be more of a playmaker than just trying to always go for his and everything.
Right.
So,
no, without a doubt, he's being more of a playmaker. I think it starts with him going for his, and then it opens it up for other people. And Kev, tell those people in the background to be quiet. You're on a show. Let them know what the deal is. Tell them. You got better things going on right now. They got to be quiet.
And if I do that, then I'll be working for you, so because I'll be pretty slick.
Tony Crow, what's popping, man?
What's good, Sam? Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the panel. Yo, Black, it's time. This is the matchup for me too. And I think the key to this matchup is gonna be who could get who in foul trouble. So I hope RJ attacks Luka, especially if Luka's guarding him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they'll allow that or not, or where they're gonna put him matched up with. But whomever he's guarding, they need to attack him. Try to make him play as much defense as possible. If he has a weakness, I guess that would be it. So attack that weakness. See if you could make it your advantage. But I think RJ is gonna come out and have a good game again. I'm hoping for 30 again as well. So I'm kind of on Kev's side.
Yeah,
with this one.
Yeah, I'm hoping. You know what I'm saying? We definitely need RJ to step in and play ball. Uncle Fulio.
Real quick about RJ, so I just reiterated about the whole thing with the point guard and not having Alec Burks or who Alec Burks having Alec Burks out there. I think RJ Barrett's going to have the ball in his hand a lot more, right? Which in turn limits Alec Burks. But this goes to show you maybe RJ didn't need a point guard all along. Maybe he was that guy. He just didn't show it, right, up until now. I like the fact that he's being really, really aggressive with this matchup. And even though I think that you will see RJ on Luka, I don't think for the Mavericks it'll be the same thing. I think for the Mavericks you'll have Finney Smith guarding RJ Barrett and Luka Doncic guarding Fournier. I think that makes sense for them because RJ is going to have the ball in his hands most of the time, and that's a Mavericks. Jason Kidd is probably going to want to save Luka and keep him out of foul trouble. So I think that's what they'll do with that. So I just want to see RJ continue to be aggressive, continue having the ball in his hands, continue posting up. I've seen a lot more of that. Basically, using his body and his strength to his advantage, something that I have not seen up until this last stretch of games. I want to see him continue to do that. And doesn't matter. I don't care about the production as much. As long as he continue to do that and be aggressive, I think everything will fall in line.
Yeah, the one thing I always say is that I was have a thing with sample sizes. And right now I've seen 3 games with RJ doing exactly what you're saying, Josh. If I see 2 more games like that, that's my sample size. I say, like 5 games. I think if he can still keep doing that, I think that's that's going to turn into a habit, and that's going to be a really good step in his direction and his development and everything. So I think he'll take that next step if he keeps happening.
Well, it all started when Randle was out. Since Randle's been out, RJ has been way more aggressive, and I think he needs to continue to do that, whether Randle's there or not. And I think that'll bode well for him.
Yeah, and also I know we'll get into to Randle, but you also see Randle giving the ball up as well and letting either RJ or Burks bring it up. But RJ's been really orchestrating, so that's about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we talked about Julius Randle. Let's get into Julius Randle. Julius Randle, Maxi Kleber. Listen, I think this is all about Julius Randle. Obviously, he has to defend Maxi, but it's all about Julius Randle and his headspace right now. You know what I mean? We're going to find out how tough Julius Randle really is during this stretch of basketball and what's going on with the fans in his practice, post-practice interview yesterday. When they asked him about it, he basically just said, I've already addressed it and let it go. It's done. Right? I mean, it's done for the media or him talking to the media. Is it done between him and the fans? I guess we'll find out. Basically, Julius Randle just has to come out, not think about anything about the fans. Just be focused on himself and the team. You know what I mean? Much easier said than done. But, Andy, what are your expectations from Julius Randle tonight?
Yeah, I hope and I expect him to take advantage on the offensive end versus Maxi Kleber. Listen, Maxi Kleber is basically a stretch forward that can shoot, sometimes cut to the hoop and get a great pass from Luka. And on the defense, he's just a stiff white four guy. Listen, you can even call it that way. He can defend. He's not versatile or stuff like that. He has the body size for the NBA, but he's not fast. He's not athletic that he can jump and take the ball off the glass or stuff like that. So I'm not expecting Julius Randle to have problems, as from the side of Maxi Kleber. I expect him, if the problems are going to come, it's going to be from his head, like you said, Sim. He needs to put it together step by step, and I think he can really get off this slump versus, a guy like Maxi Kleber. I just hope, Maxi doesn't get, catch fire in the first quarter, because he's going to hear boos that he's not guarding him, and that's going to make, things worse again.
Right.
So, I just hope, he can, get those 2-3 shots in the first quarter dropping, and, and get that, that bad mood of his, out of the way, and let's see Randle finally from last season.
Yeah. No doubt about it. Tony, your thoughts on Julius Randle tonight?
I think this is the game that he should go off. I think the matchup is in his favor. I don't even know if they have the right double team scheme or system to really stop him that way either. So I expect Julius to go off tonight as well. And then as far as the fans, he really just has to ignore it, leave it alone. I think more so it's up to us good fans, I'll say, to kind of try to reach these other knuckleheads and have them really leave it alone too, because
and that's exactly what they are, knucklehead.
Some of them is just trolling anyway. You know what I mean? Like they get a kick out of maybe thinking they're getting into someone's head or messing with a guy or whatever the case. But like the real fans that you know what I mean, love the team and want the team to succeed. If it really is bothering him, shouldn't we stop? You know what I mean? Like, is it gonna help? I don't think it's gonna bother him really. I think it's overblown as far as it really being in his head. Maybe that last game a little bit, but we've seen 7 shot attempts from him before, and we never thought it was like the atmosphere or anything. It just was something going on with him that particular day. So let's see what he does today, and I think he'll be good.
Yeah, I want Randle to come out and just play mad. Just play mad, be aggressive, go to the cup, move everybody out the way, and then let the chips fall where they may. And I want to see him do it. When he catches the ball, if he has the lane to the basket, I just want him to go hard and not care who's there. And just play basketball, have a good time, enjoy it, play basketball, and, like I said, let the chips fall where they may. Josh, any thoughts on Randle and Cleveland?
So the last game, I think Julius Randle's going to win this matchup, not just for what he can do scoring the basketball, but Julius Randle has been rebounding great the entire season. No one wants to talk about that. All the fans that hate on him, don't talk about the fact that Julius Randle has been a really good rebounder. I think he leads the team in rebounding as of right now. But I think the last game, I did say that, if the Knicks are winning and, Randle can, have a low amount of points or whatever, that it's going to stop. We won by 20-something points the other game, and it still didn't stop. So that tells me that this is not going anywhere. And if the Knicks lose, forget about it. If they start losing games, forget about it. It is going to be very, very ugly here. And like I said, and I've said on many occasions, there's a significant group in the fan base that is perpetuating this RJ versus Randle narrative. So as RJ Barrett continues to ascend and you start doing well and then scoring, 25, 30 points per game, and Randle's not getting up there, there's going to be fans out there that are going to perpetuate that narrative, and it's going to be detrimental for the team. Well, I don't think it'll be detrimental for the team, the players themselves, but I just think for the Julius Randle relationship, it's just not going to work out. So hopefully we can win games to keep it as quiet as we can, because you can look at the press conference and tell Julius Randle's frustrated. Like, the media's asking him the question, and he just seems very frustrated by it. So to the fans that already don't like him, it's not just Berman, though, Kev, it's the fans. Like, some of these fans out here,
no.
And I think that's a part of the frustration. But that's a part of the frustration. And I think when fans see that, particularly the fans that don't like them, it's just another reason for them to keep going and keep going. So it's unfortunate, but that's just what the situation is. As far as tonight, Julius Randle's going to win, though. Say again?
You did say media, right?
When he was talking to the media, but he's tired of getting tired of getting booed. And I think some of these fans are continuing to perpetuate the same narrative. It's not just the media; it's also the fans. So
yeah, I mean, but listen, when you play in the NBA, Yeah, this is what you sign up for, right? So he's got to learn how to deal with it and how to perform under the circumstances. He's just got to do it. That's what his job calls for, and he has to do it. Mitchell Robinson and Dwight Powell. Any thoughts on this matchup? Anybody can jump in there. I don't know much about Dwight Powell.
He's a body. He's a big body.
Yeah, he's athletic. He can jump. He can knock down occasionally a mid-range jumper or three from the corner. But I think the key to this matchup is the rebounding. There's no way that Mitch can lose this rebounding battle because, that's basically going to be the rebounding battle for the whole game. So if he wins it, I think the Knicks win the rebounding battle, and that's really important for any basketball game, at least from my point of view. But I think for this one, I hope he can handle him and box him out, keep him at bay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I got to give Mitch his props because he's shown me a lot that when the ball is up, he's going after the rebounds and putting it back up. I got to give. I mean, I know I was hard on him at first, but he's really shown me a little something within these past few games, offensive and defensively as well. He was blocking shots left and right. I'm really liking that. I really am.
Yeah. Well,
what are you laughing at? What you laughing at?
It's not like you were, bad on him. You just turn on him and you're just turning around again. So
yeah, I know. That's that flagpole stuff. That's that flagpole
It's not
stuff.
flagpole. It's just criticism.
Okay, Dwight Powell was averaging 7.1 points per game, 4.6 rebounds per game, and 1.1 assists per game. Mitchell Robinson should win this matchup. You hope, right? He should win this matchup. I'm looking forward to Mitchell Robinson grabbing offensive boards, getting some offensive putbacks. I want to see him get another 13 and 11, 14 and 12, something like that. That's what I want from Mitch tonight.
Mitch is he's about to go on his stretch of like 10 straight double-doubles.
That'd be beautiful.
Like he did before.
Yeah. That'd be beautiful.
Last year.
This is the time to do it.
And maybe more than 10, but he about to go on his stretch. You see the way he's offensive rebounding right now? He's going back up. He's going back up stronger. He's finishing through contact, or at least attempting to finish through contact every time. So I think he's figuring out where he was right before that stretch last year.
Yeah.
Or during that stretch last year.
Listen, we need him to do it. The Knicks need his rebound, and they need that energy out there on the floor. They need it out there on the floor. Looking at the Mavs bench, they bring they bring some players off the bench that I think you got to be worried about. Obviously, Tim Hardaway Jr. is on the bench. He can light it up. Reggie Bullock is, he's coming off the bench. He's a defender. He can shoot the ball from the 3-point, from 3. Josh Green, his previous game, he had 18. All right, so they got some guys on the bench that can light it up. The Knicks bench, right now was kind of depleted with Derrick Rose out, with Kemba Walker out. We have guys coming from the bench into the starting lineup. So our bench is not as much of a threat as it was, just a few weeks ago. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to say the Knicks need to win the bench matchup, but I think they at least have to play them to a standstill, in my opinion.
So, Sam, I think the difference in tonight's game is going to come down to shot making. The Mavericks, they don't give up a lot. I think they're second or third in the NBA in opponents' points per game. So they prevent teams from scoring. However, the percentages that they give up, they can be scored on as far as percentages, right? I don't think they play with that high of a pace. So they can be they can. If we knock our shots down, I think if we keep it to a low scoring game, I think we can pull this game out. Because the Mavericks, they don't. They offensively, they're not the sharpest of teams. I think we're kind of real similar in that aspect where offensively, they haven't really turned their corner and found their little stride yet. So I think, in a low scoring matchup, I think we can be able to win. We just have to be able to knock our shots down and get efficient shots at the rim and put it up there. I think we can score on them in the paint for sure.
Yeah, listen, they're playing good basketball though right now. The Dallas Mavericks, they've won 6 in a row.
Frank getting 30. Keep telling you, Frank getting 30.
Oh boy. The last five games, the Knicks are averaging 100.6 points per game. They're shooting 44.7% from the field, 36.8% from the three-point line. They're grabbing 42.4 rebounds and averaging just 19.6 assists. All right, they're 3-2 during this stretch. The Dallas Mavericks, they're 5-0 over the last 5 games. They're averaging 108 points per game. They're shooting 46.5% from the field, 38.4% from three. They're grabbing 45 rebounds, 27 assists for the Mavericks. The Knicks' offensive rating is 109.1. Their defensive rating is 111.7. That's a net negative 2.6. And for the Mavericks, their offensive rating is 112. Their defensive rating is 95.9. That's a net rating of plus 16.2. So the Mavericks are playing good basketball. Obviously Kristaps Porzingis is out. That's a loss for them. But they're playing good basketball regardless. And, the Knicks got their work cut out for them tonight. They got their work cut out for them. Tony?
To speak on the bench, if we're gonna say X factors off the bench, I'm gonna say like you said, Tim Hardaway, he can go off. So he's a danger on the offensive end. And then I'll even give Bullock and Ntilikina some credit as far as at least knowing our schemes. They know the majority of the bench from last year, so I'm sure they matched up against those guys, all season. So it's really going to be for us upside is how much they quickly improve. You know what I mean? I think Grimes is a threat because he's new to those guys, so unfamiliar. So he could go off, but just watch out for those defensive guys, knowing our schemes, knowing our tendencies, and then Hardaway going off. But I think we have an advantage with Grimes if he can go off.
Right.
Grimes. Love Grimes.
Yeah. I mean that's a good point. Those guys kind of know, they know the schemes. They know some of the defensive things that Tom Thibodeau wants to do. Some things may have changed here and there, because you have a different team. But, for the most part, they're going to be the same. These guys know exactly what they are, which obviously could pose a problem. Now, you're talking about Reggie Bullock. Who else? Reggie Bullock, Frank Ntilikina.
And, yeah.
And Theo Pinson. He may not be in the game, but he played for the Knicks last year, so he probably knows some of those things as well. And he's on the bench, with the ability to help coach. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think that could definitely play a part in how this game turns out. Andy, what are your keys to the game? What do you think the Knicks need to do to win this game?
Sim, I think that we need to somehow throw off Luka Doncic off his game. Get him mad on the refs, get him mad because, he's not a good defender. If we attack him, he might get, a little bit mad that he's going to get a foul called versus him when he's not going to get, a foul called on his offense, that somebody's going to poke him under the, between the ribs or stuff like that nobody's going to see. Play a little bit dirty with him. He's going to be, he's maybe not a self-proclaimed star, but he's playing that superstardom, status of a player. And I think if you disgruntle those guys, meanwhile, the basketball game is still in reach, you're going to be in favor, unless he has a really hot game and he makes all of those crazy shots. So, that game is then it's going to be basically over, I think. But I think he is also easily, like I said, you can derail his, game easily, fairly easy at least. A couple of, maybe dirty plays here and there that really can throw him off.
So you think that he can, you can get into his head?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I believe so. And I believe so before, he was drafted. And I'm surprised that teams are not using that versus him. He's playing like a little bit like a diva. So I really feel that will be my game plan at least. So
get him, Andy.
I don't know if we have that player. Do we even have that player that's willing to do that?
Yeah, we don't have that enforcer. We don't have that.
Who's that guy that's willing to get under somebody's skin? I don't know if we got that guy.
Right.
We did. We just traded him to the Clippers.
Morris.
Very
that was
good.
Like 2 years ago, Kev.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you asked.
That's like 2 years ago. What are you talking about? We just traded him to the Clippers. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? It's like 2 years ago.
We traded him to the Clippers.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
We're still trading him.
Yeah. What are your keys to the game? Because we're not pulling Marcus Morris out.
No, just being able to stop Ntilikina from scoring 30. No, I'm just kidding.
If that's the only thing we got to do, mark it in the victory column.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Absolutely. We have to be aggressive. We have to control the pace of the game, and we have to. I need Randle to keep doing what he's been doing, and letting not pounding the ball all the time, and just letting the game come to him. And I need RJ to keep being aggressive, and we got to beat him on the boards too. So that's another thing. I mean, they don't have a Porzingis, they don't have a Karl Stein, so we really got to take advantage of that.
Yeah. Okay. Tony, and I'm gonna get to Tony and Josh, and then I got a caller on the line.
Rebound the ball for sure. They have to win the rebound battle tonight. They're not gonna win the assist battle. It's not expected of us to do that. So rebound for sure, but attack the rim, attack Luka. Attack the rim, attack Luka all game long. I don't think they have the shot blockers. And if we could get Luka in foul trouble, to Andy's point, get him out the game or get in his head so he's mentally out the game. Either one of those, I think those are my two biggest.
Okay. All right. No, that's what's up, Josh. I like that because I attack Luka on offense is the first thing that I have on my keys to the game. Josh?
Obviously, RJ continue to remain aggressive, getting to the rim. I think he can get some shots up over Maxi Kleber and Body is what his name is. It's just a body, in my opinion. So I think RJ Barrett should be able to get to the paint at will, continue to do that, and I think spread it out to those open shooters. For Randle specifically, utilize what RJ is doing right now. RJ is definitely putting the team in a really good position from a playmaking standpoint. So use that to knock your shots down. I feel like the two-man game with RJ and Randle can work if Randle's willing to roll to the basket. And just win his matchup against Maxi Kleber. That shouldn't be any type of debate or competition. Like you should be able to dominate Maxi Kleber. I'm sorry, point blank, plain and simple. So that's what I'm looking forward to tonight. But at the same time, don't force it. Continue doing what you're doing. Be a little bit passive as far as not bringing the ball up. But when you have that ball in your hands, go to work.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he should be able to win that matchup, but we've seen some unexplainable things from Randle sometimes this season. So let's just hope that he's in the right headspace and he can do his job tonight. Caller, you're live. Tell me your name and where you're from, please.
What's up, brother? Shout out to the panel from the Wu-Tang district. I'm home now, so I got free time,
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. What's going on with you, man? Thank you for holding on. Thank you for your patience.
Yo, I appreciate it. Listen, I watch you guys all the time. It's just, the time frame when you guys go live is always tough for me when I'm at work. But just talking about tonight's game, listen, it's a tough game. Like, with no KP, it's still a tough game. This Mavericks team is a good defensive team. I honestly believe that this is a Randle-Evan game. Like, they got to take advantage of Maxey and Luka. I mean, no disrespect to Maxey. He's a good player. But I just seen Randle dominate him 2 years in a row. Like, I need 2 games in a row, not 2 years in a row. I need Randle to just, like, forget all the booing, all that extra stuff. Like, just focus on the court, what's on the court, bro. When you win, we going to love you. We was giving you MVP chance last year. When you're doing bad, we going to let you know you're doing bad. It's just how it works. Like, It's a gladiator sport. Evan, listen, I just want Evan to be consistent. Recently, at home, he's been very consistent. I'm not saying to give us a 40-point game, although I would love that. But just be consistent, man. Luka, out of that whole starting five, Luka doesn't play defense. And that's a fact. Like, he doesn't like to move his feet. He'll blame I won't say he'll blame his teammates, but he'll look at his teammates for help, and then he'll go about the next play. So you got to take advantage of that. I need to see a lot of that two-man game from Ev and Randle tonight. As far as RJ goes, listen, RJ's got a tough task. You got to give Finney Smith credit. He's a good defender in this league. And at times, he can get hot from three. I just need RJ to be aggressive. Mm-hmm. Don't back down from this challenge, all right? Eventually you got to start playing these defenders that are at a better level than than the players that you've been dropping 30 on. You could drop 30 on Lonnie Walker and Forbes from the Spurs. I need to see the aggressiveness, all right? Go at him. You know, aggressive shots, good shots, smart shots. And as far as the bench, I feel like I feel like the benches are kind of even, to be honest with you, because that Hardaway Bullock off that bench that's impressive. And I think, and it's funny because I called yesterday and I was talking about Simons, but we're looking at potentially tonight one of our free agent targets, because Brunson is that dude, like, and he's unrestricted. I don't want to get into like future. I'm just talking about this game, so that's the only reason why I'm talking about him. He a problem, man. He a problem, man.
Yeah.
He got all the connections. His agent is a CAA agent. You know, Tibbs loves him. He knows Pops, and he's just a free agent target. He's unrestricted. So we just seen last summer that the Bulls had to pay a premium for Lonzo, but at that same time they didn't trade at the trade deadline for Lonzo. So I'm just hoping that, you know, we follow in that same step, because last year we were talking about Brunson at the deadline, and now we're doing it again. I just hope that they're planting some seeds for, you know. The Bulls lost, 2 second-round picks? They got their point guard in the future, though.
Look, he wants to cheat.
Hey, man, ask the Chicago Bulls fans how they feel about those second-round picks.
Hey, you know what? They don't care about those second-round picks. They'll get them second-round picks up all day long.
And
we got enough of them.
And we got enough of them, right?
And
that's a little bit. It's a big difference, though.
In the next 2 years, we got 9 draft picks. We got 4 first-rounders, both of ours, and then Charlotte. What is that? A top 18 protected, and then you got the Mavericks pick, and then we got like 5, 6 second-round picks from Utah. I'm just saying, like, free the law firm, but I'm just saying that the plans for the Brunson is being planted tonight.
I hear you, man.
Guard. But about tonight, man, I'm going to hang up. I just want to say, listen, I just want the Knicks to compete. It's a tough game. Dallas beat Chicago, Golden State, even though Curry was off, and the Nuggets, man. Those are three playoff teams. Don't sleep now.
Yeah, it's a tough team. This is a tough team. They've won 6 in a row.
Randle, do your thing, man. Maxie is food.
No
Take
doubt.
care of your business. Yo, peace and love to the panel. I appreciate
King
you
Diggs,
guys,
appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, man. It's going to be a tough one, man. Looking at my keys to the game tonight, like I said, I had the same thing on my list. Attack Luka on offense. Let's go at him. Whoever he is guarding, we should have whoever he's guarding should have the ability to attack, right? Alec Burks can attack. Fournier can attack. RJ can attack. Attack Luka on offense. Make him have to work. I think we need to win the matchups that we should win. And I'm talking to Julius Randle. You know what I mean? Win your matchup. Win that matchup. Focus on defense and communicate. They average 27 assists a game. We can't miss assignments. We got to be on point, ready to go. Penetration from RJ and Randle. Get to the cup, man. Get to the cup. Attack that rim. Put pressure on the defense. I don't see them really having, a ton of shot blockers out there. Attack the rim. We can score there. Win that rebounding battle. Those are my keys to the game for tonight. My key matchup for tonight is RJ Barrett and Luka. That's my key matchup. And to appease Mr. Uncle Fulio, because he didn't like, the last time when I used RJ's last 5 games, right? We went ahead and put it up there so Uncle Julio can see that we're not trying to skew anything in RJ's favor and make him look better than he is. All right, so RJ Barrett, he's averaging 16.2 points per game, 5.4 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and he's shooting 41% from the field, shooting 34.8% from three, and 69.2% from the free throw line. And Luka is averaging 24.8 points per game, 8.2 rebounds, 9 assists, shooting 44% from the field and 32% from the three-point line. He's also shooting 72.1% from the free throw line. But, Uncle Julio, now let's take a look at their last 5 games. RJ Barrett, in his last 5 games, he's averaging 22.8 points per game, 4.8 rebounds, 3.6 assists, and he's shooting 45.6% from the field and 48.1% from the three-point line. Still only shooting 65.5% from the free throw line. And Luka, over his last 5 games, he's averaging 20.8 points per game, 9.5 rebounds, and 11.8 assists, just about a triple-double. So only shooting 38.4% from the field and 26.9% from the three-point line. And he's shooting 83.3% from the free throw line. Another thing that I think, and I don't know if you guys agree with me or not. I don't think Andy does. I think Andy wants to go a different route. But I still kind of believe let Luka, I don't want to say not let him score, but force him to have to be a scorer. Take away his passing lanes so he's not getting so many people involved. And I think that's the way. I mean, he's averaging 12 assists a game over the last 5 games. And they've won all of those games. And I think it's because he's getting so many people involved. All of these other players are getting going because of Luka. And maybe if we can find a way to get him to have to shoot a little bit more. He's not shooting a high percentage right now, 38.4%, shooting 26.9% from three. Maybe if he has to shoot more because we're cutting off these passing lanes, we can negate those. We can stop those guys from getting going, and then have to, deal with Luka. Obviously, it's much easier said than done because he's a maestro out there on the floor. You know what I'm saying? We will see how that goes. That is the Thrive Fantasy matchup of the night, ladies and gentlemen. In the description of this video, go to thrivefantasy.com, use the code NBK, and get 100% of your first deposit up to $100 matched by thrivefantasy.com. And also, the Thrive Fantasy player to watch tonight for the New York Knicks is Mitchell Robinson. The over-under for Mitch is 3.5 blocks/steals. Mitch is averaging on the season 2.1 blocks/steals. Josh, does Mitch go over or under?
I'm going to go over, and I'm going to say 5.
Okay.
Combined steals and blocks.
5 combined steals and blocks. Andy?
I think he's gonna go over, but it's gonna be 4. 5 is, and it's only because I don't think they're gonna use much of Powell or Boban on the offensive end. So if there was a center that was featured in the offense, that would be a little bit easier for Mitch to get those blocks. I don't think he's gonna have that many of help blocks. So
Actually, I'm going to change it. I'm going to say 5 blocks. Forget about the steals. 5 blocks for Mitchell Robinson tonight.
5 blocks. Okay. Tony, what do you think?
I'm going 5 blocks and steals combined.
5 blocks and steals combined. All right. He hasn't been blocking shots at the clip that he's, that he was 2 years ago. Last year, we all attributed it to the Knicks playing better defense, keeping, guys from penetrating to the lane, so we had to get less blocks. This year, I think more guys have gotten to the lane, although the Knicks have been playing good defense, for a nice little stretch now. This year, he's averaging 1.6 blocks per game. And maybe it could be due to a lot of things. It could be due to him trying to do more, getting blocks when he can get blocks, but also trying to change shots and not pursuing as many blocks so he doesn't get fouls and all sorts of things. You know what I mean? So it doesn't mean he's a worse defender because of it.
You said that we're getting better defensively. Do you think that has something to do with us being finally clicking on all cylinders? Being familiar with everyone right now, knowing where everyone has to be. What do you think?
I wouldn't say clicking on all cylinders because we're still letting the team shoot a higher percentage from the 3-point line, at least a higher percentage than we did last year, and we still see times when guys get free to the basket. So I wouldn't say that's clicking on all cylinders. We've also played, there's a lot of factors. We've played some teams that just aren't good. We've played some teams that, had players out due to health and safety protocols. I also think that we're just getting better defensively. I don't want to say clicking on all cylinders, but getting better defensively.
So why do you think we're getting better defensively?
Because Tom Thibodeau will be lighting up in their ass. Bottom line.
Never mind.
Never mind. Get it done, man. Get it done. That's what I think it is for the most part, to be honest with you.
Forgot who I was talking to.
I'm just saying that's what I think it is. You know what I mean?
I believe that if a team's struggling in the beginning, if they have a good coach and the players are real vulnerable, I think after time they will get better, and I think that's what's happening with us right now. The problem that not problem, but the thing that I'm kind of noticing is that it's like the same thing, last year. We were striving, we were climbing up the hill, and we were, at least we thought we were, at that peak a little bit. When we got into the playoffs. That's what I'm seeing with this team right now. We're just climbing up the hill, and I'm just liking what I'm seeing right now.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting at, as opposed to, we had a 5-game cushion, in the beginning of the season, and then it just evaporated.
Well,
so
we're gonna try to get back to 500 tonight. Because we fell to 4 games below 500. So if we can get back there tonight, that's good. Listen. The Knicks over their last 11 games are 7-4. Quiet as kept, they've, put together a winning record since, early December. They have. So, let's hope that they can continue that trend. You know what I mean? See if they can continue.
And just to add, I think last season we were exactly at the same spot, right?
Yep.
20 and 21.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
It's just disappointing because we had if we didn't have the 5-game cushion, there's no telling what our record would have been like. You see what I'm saying? We had a 5-game cushion, and now that it evaporated, so now we're at the same place that we were last year. So
the famous Bill Parcells line: "You are what your record says you are."
Yes, it is.
That's how I'm looking at it with this team. Right now.
But the problem I'm having is that we had a 5-game cushion. If we would have kept playing the way we are and not lose that 5-game cushion, there's no telling what it would have been like. I was mentioning this on another show. The 2 losses that really stick out for me.
Orlando.
Yes. Yeah, those are the those are the 2 losses that really, stick out for me. I can take the 1 loss, I'll give that a mulligan, but to lose the second one and lose them both on your home floor, that's what I have a problem with.
I hear
when
you.
we look back at this season, they'll say Cornerstone Kev, what was disappointing about the season? I'll say I'll give you 2 games, Orlando.
Well, if we can get those 2 games back by beating some teams that we're not supposed to beat, let's get them back. Get them back that way. That's the only way we can get them back. You know what I mean? It's the only thing we can do. Anyway,
and the only reason why I say Orlando is because they're at the bottom of the league.
Right.
They're probably going to get the number 1 draft pick.
I hear you. They got to beat somebody. No one's going to go 0-81, 82, whatever it is. They got to beat somebody. Just so happened to be the Knicks.
It wasn't, and honestly, it wasn't supposed to be us. It was supposed to be somebody else.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I hear you. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Game Day pregame show. For all of your most up-to-date sports content and betting odds, make sure you go to thegameday.com. The link is in the description of this video right here. Make sure you check them out. You can get all of your betting odds from a bunch of different platforms, all right? So go check them out. Betting is legal in New York State. So if you're in New York, take advantage of it before something changes. The world changes so fast nowadays, you never know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? But so take advantage of it. Go win some money. Go win some money. Anyway, I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get some last words from the fellas on the panel, and then we're going to skedaddle. Andy, some last words?
Yeah, I hope the Knicks win. And, I'm not going to even hope for those 30 points from Frank Ntilikina. But if he's going to hit a 3, I'm going to be happy with that.
Yeah. Cornerstone.
Again, salute to my brothers on the panel. Salute to my brothers in the chat. I think we're going to pull this game out. It won't be easy, but I think we'll pull this game out. And I'm really interested in seeing how RJ plays tonight. Because again, all he can do is just go up. And I think that tonight, he's going to keep continuing that trend of orchestrating. So
Okay. All right. Tony?
Oh yeah, peace to you, Kings. Shout out to the chat. Sim, keep doing your thing. Shout out to the panel. And crossover at 6 p.m. Your Blackest Time.
Blackest Time.
Crossover, 6 p.m. Let's do it. Josh?
The Knicks are 2.5-point dogs in accordance with the game day, so make sure you go check the game day out. The link is definitely in the description and in the chat of the video. I'm predicting 105-99 New York. I'm going to say Randle has 22 and 15 rebounds.
Let's get it. I love it. Randle, 22 and 15. RJ, 25, 6, and 3. That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect for tonight. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a tough battle, without a doubt. Should be a fun game to watch. All these former Knicks here.
Former coach, Jason Kidd. I mean, he was our coach, but
former point guard.
Yeah, former point guard.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Good one, Kev. Yeah, catch him, Kev. There you go. He caught one. Anyway, I put a poll in the chat for Mitchell Robinson, his over-under of 3.5 blocks/steals. Right now, 53% of those who voted say under. 47% say over.
That's close.
Yeah, 3.5. I'm going under too. I don't think he's going to get it. I'm going under. And he hasn't been getting
5 blocks.
Okay. I would love it. I hope so. I'm still going under. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. Appreciate your time. Check us out on the post-game show, 10:15. We're out.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.